Welcome you all to this new session on block diagram reduction technique. In last lesson, we discussed about the basics of block diagram reduction technique, block diagram representation of a complex control system. Today we'll be discussing the continuation of the rules. In last class, as I said, we discussed about three basic rules of block diagram reduction technique. One is series connection, another is for parallel connection, and last one is for feedback connection. So those are three basic possible connections which we discussed. Today, in continuation with that, more rules will be discussed in this lesson. In last class, we discussed about the block diagram representation methods for any complex control system. We discussed about advantages, disadvantages of this representation, and the basic elements associated with block diagram representation. Today we'll be discussing about the different rules which we did not cover in last lesson, such as shifting takeoff points from before block to after block, or shifting summing point from before block to after block, and vice versa. So before discussing those rules, let me tell you why this shifting is needed. Why this shifting is needed uh, to reduce number of blocks to a single block. So let us start with this diagram. This diagram will let us know why shifting of takeoff points or shifting of summing points is needed. Hopefully you all are having clear idea of takeoff point or summing point. Again, I am telling you, these are summing points which are used to add or subtract two signals. These are known as takeoff points. Now, what happens? Suppose you have these two registers. These two registers, register 1 and register 2. These two registers are connected in series combination. But if another register 3 is taken in between this 1 and 2 register, then are these two registers 1 and 2 still in series? No. Why? Because this resistor 3 will making 1 and 2 series combination violated. So what happens here also? Suppose if you have two blocks, block 1 and block 2. See, these two blocks are connected in series or cascade. So overall transfer function will be 1 into 2, isn't it? But if another block is taken in between from the middle portion of 1 and 2 block, then 1 and 2, these two blocks will not be in series combination anymore. So what we need to do, this point is known as takeoff point. Now what we need to do, we need to shift this takeoff point before 1 or after 2. If we can shift this takeoff point before 1 or after 2, what will happen? If it is shifted to this point, then 1 and 2 will be connected in series again. So if a takeoff point is violating series connection or parallel connection of or feedback connection between any two blocks, then we need to shift takeoff point before block or after block, so that we can make series connection or parallel connection or feedback connection between those two blocks, as I have shown here. For example, see, G2 and G3, these two are not connected in series because in between G2 and G3 there is a takeoff point which is taking a signal out from the middle of these two blocks. Now if we can shift this takeoff point after G3, what will happen? This line will no more be there, as we have shifted this line after the block as shown here. So shifting of this takeoff point here implies series connection, establishing series connection between G2 and G3. So that is why takeoff points sometimes need to be shifted. Similarly here, G1 and G2 are not connected in series because of this summing point. So what we need to do, we need to shift the summing point before the block, or we need to shift the summing point after the block, so that we can have a clear connection between G1 and G2. So if we want to connect any two blocks in series or parallel or feedback, first we need to observe whether these two are connected in series or not. If these two are connected in series, then overall transfer function can easily be obtained by making the product. If in between the two series connected blocks any one takeoff point is there or any summing point is there, then we can not make the series connection between those two blocks as shown here. Again, I am repeating, G2 and G3 are not connected in series here due to this takeoff point. G1 and G1 and G2 are not connected in series due to this summing point. So what we need to do is, summing point is to be shifted before G1 or after G2, so that there can be direct connection between G1 and G2, making a series connection. Similarly, takeoff point need to be shifted before G2 or after G3 to make direct connection between G2 and G3, to make the product of the overall, to get overall transfer function, and so on. So that is why we need to know how to shift takeoff points or summing points before block or after block, so that we can make a proper series combination or parallel combination or feedback combination. So let us move to next slide. So in these slides, in later slides and this slide, we'll be discussing about how to move takeoff point from before block to after block and vice versa, so that we can apply that rule to simplify any complex circuit like this one, complex block diagram like this one. So let us start with shifting takeoff points and summing point as required. See here, a very important point is given here. For block diagram reduction, it is necessary to shift takeoff points and summing points as required without changing input output. That means, see here, this is takeoff point A. Say this is takeoff point A. Now, if this takeoff point A is placed before block G, now if we shift this takeoff point after the block G, see what's the difference between these two? In first case, takeoff point is placed before the block. In second case, takeoff point is placed after the block. So here what we have done, we have shifted takeoff point from before block to after block. To make this shifting, what we need to keep in our mind is that we should not alter input and output. So without affecting input output, we can make any change in between. That means this output and this input should be unaffected. Without making any change in this output input, we can change in between the blocks. So here, this one is input, this one are output, and this is the system represented by block diagram. So we can make changes in between. We should not make any alteration in input and output. To do that, what shall we do? See here, R is input, C and R are two outputs. Here also R is input, C and R are two outputs. So without affecting input outputs, we have shifted takeoff point from before block to after block. So how it can be done? See here, R is input. When R is passing through this G block, we will get an output of C, which is multiplication of G and R. So this is one output. Another directly output is taken from the input. So the output is R. So we have two outputs. One is C, that is equals to GR, another is R. Now, if we want to shift this takeoff point, after block G, what shall we do? What are the changes to be made by us? R is input. When it is passing through G, here the signal is, this signal is G into R. So this is one output, C equals to GR. But as takeoff point is shifted here, so from this takeoff point, one signal will be this one, another signal will be coming out towards this one. Now, one output is C, that is equals to GR. This is fine. But another output should be R. But as takeoff point is shifted here, this is GR, this signal is GR, but output should be R. So GR should be passing through 1 by G block. so that this GR multiplied by 1 by G will produce R. So in order to produce R output, this there should be an introduction of 1 by G block. So if a takeoff point is shifted from before block to after block, then the signal should be multiplied by 1 by G. The signal should be multiplied by 1 by G block. So this is one reason to make the shifting. Signal should be multiplied by 1 by G block. So from before to after, signal should be multiplied by 1 by G block. So thus, if a takeoff point is shifted from a position before block to after block, signal should pass through 1 by G block. Clear? Now, if we do the reverse process, if takeoff point is shifted from after block to before block, what will happen? See here, this takeoff point is placed initially after the block. Now if we want to move it before the block, what will happen? See here, it is moved before the block. So what will happen? This is the R input passing through G, C equals to GR. As this is the takeoff point, so this signal will also be C equals to GR. So we have two outputs which are equals to GR. Now, if takeoff point is shifted before the block, what will happen? This R signal will be entering to G, will produce GR. But as the takeoff point is shifted before the block, now this signal is R. But at output, to keep same output should be GR. Here we have R signal which must pass through G block to produce GR. So to keep output unaltered and to shift takeoff point after block to before block, one must introduce one G block in between. So if a takeoff point is shifted from position after block to before block, the signal should pass through a G block. So two important conclusion we have made here. If takeoff point is shifted from before block to after block, signal should be multiplied by 1 by G. If takeoff point is to be shifted from after block to before block, signal should be multiplied by G. So this is all about shifting of takeoff point. Now if we want to shift summing point before block to after block, see here, one summing point is here which is placed before block initially. If we want to shift it after the block, then what will happen? See here, now the summing point is after the block. What will happen? See, initially see the signal is R and see the signal is X. Then by adding these two signal, you will get the output of R plus X. As summing point is placed before the block, so R plus X will be multiplied by G as it is passing through G block. So output is G into R plus X. So without affecting this input output, what shall we do? We need to shift this takeoff summing point after the block. So if summing point is shifted after the block, this signal is R. As summing point is shifted after the block, so there must be G block first. So R will be passing through G to produce RG. Now the summing point is there. So RG is there. and another signal with the summing point, another signal is x. As output is g into r plus x, that is rg plus rx, sorry, rg plus gx. Rg is here. This signal should be gx. If this signal is gx, then it will be rg plus rx, rg plus gx. So to make it gx, x should be multiplied by a block g. That is why if a summing point is shifted from before block to after block, what we need to do? We need to introduce a G block in between so that output is unaltered. So if summing point from a position before block to after block is shifted, the signal should pass through G block. So in order to shift summing point from before block to after block, one should introduce a G block in between. Now, if we want to do the opposite thing, that is, if summing point A is initially at after block, after the block G, and if we want to shift it before the block, what will happen? R will initially pass through G. This signal will be Rg. Suppose this signal is Y, so output will be Rg plus Y. So to keep the same output and to shift the summing point, what will happen? This signal is R, this signal is Y. If Y is passed through 1 by G, then this signal will be Y divided by G. So R plus Y by G. So this signal is R plus Y by G. When it is passing through G block, this G block, when it is passing through G block, you will have Rg plus Y. So output is unaltered here. So what happens if summing point is shifted before the block from after block? Then 1 by G block is to be introduced. So if summing point is shifted from a position, it should be after block to before block, then signal should pass through 1 by G. So the conclusions of these 4 points are: takeoff point, if takeoff point is shifted from before block to after block, signal should be multiplied by 1 by G. If takeoff point is shifted from after block to before block, then signal should be multiplied by G. If summing point is shifted from before block to after block, then signal should be multiplied by G. If summing point is moved from after block to before block, then signal should be multiplied by 1 by G. So these are 4 rules associated with shifting takeoff points and summing points before block to after block and vice versa. Now the last rule we'll be discussing about is interchanging consecutive summing points. What happens if we want to interchange consecutive summing points? See, it's very simple. If 2 consecutive summing points are interchanged, that will not affect the input output of the system. That means two summing points, consecutive summing points, can easily be interchanged without any alteration in input output. For example, suppose M is one summing point, N is another summing point. A and B are two inputs of this summing point, and output of first summing point and C are input of another summing point. So final output is y equals to a plus b plus c. Now, if we alter these two summing points, that means if we initially place n then m, then also the same thing will happen. Output and input and output will not be affected. This implies two consecutive summing points can easily be interchanged without making any alteration in input outputs. Now let us uh, move to the summary of the rules which we discussed in last class and today's class. Here one point is missing. If two blocks are connected, see, summary of the rules. If blocks are connected in series or cascade, then overall transfer function will be G1 into G2. That means if two blocks G1 and G2 are connected in series, then overall transfer function will be G1 into G2. If two blocks are connected in parallel, then overall transfer function will be G1 plus G2, or it can be G1 minus G2 depending on the summing point side, terminal side. If blocks are connected in feedback, then overall transfer function will be G by 1 plus GH. If feedback is entering to negative terminal, then the overall transfer function will be G by 1 plus GH. If feedback is entering to positive terminal, then it will be G by 1 minus GH. These 4 points we discussed just now, moving or shifting takeoff point from before block to after block, then signal should be multiplied by 1 by G. If we want to move takeoff point from after block to before block, signal should be multiplied by G. If we want to move summing point from before block to after block, signal should be multiplied by G, and for after to before it will be 1 by G. So if you can remember only one point, if you can remember only one point among these 4, remaining points can easily be remembered. How? Takeoff point before to after 1 by G, then takeoff point after to before will be G. If, see here, takeoff point before to after 1 by G, summing point before to after is just opposite G. So if you can remember takeoff point before to after is 1 by G, then automatically it will be G. If takeoff point is before to after 1 by G, then summing point before to after will be just opposite, that is G. If summing point before to after is G, then summing point after to before will be 1 by G. So this is one way of remembering this. If you forget this point, you can derive as we discussed. So these are the rules associated with block diagram reduction technique. So if you can follow these 7 rules, you can, along with interchanging of summing points, you can easily simplify several interconnected blocks into a single block easily. So this is the end of this lesson. In next lesson, we'll be applying these rules to simplify several interconnected blocks into a single block, or to determine overall transfer function of a complex control system described by several interconnected blocks. Thank you.